Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play series. I've been doing a little bit of, basically upkeep between the last episode and now, getting stuff ready, taking care of some of the more tedious things. I did manage to expand on our little one-block smeltery that is now... I just got blown up by a creeper. Outstanding. Fun stuff. Right, so let's get that cleaned up real quick. You know, I'm not sure if it's a thing, but I may want to look into whether or not mega torches are a thing. So let's let's see if Torchmaster's in here. I don't know that it is. Yeah, it sure is. Mega torch. How do we make one? Well, we'll have to go mining. Looks like we're going to need a couple of diamonds before we can make a mega torch, which is fine. That's no big deal. It is. I do think it's cool that that mod is in here at least. We'll finish cleaning that up in just a little bit. There we go. A little bit better anyway. But anyway, I was just about to get myself a little farm going. Seeing as how I've gotten quite a bit of seeds. A lot of times, early game, I'll actually just, instead of making these little 7x7 farms, I normally would just do this by a water source that's already there, you know, like a river or a lake. But honestly, this pack's been pretty forgiving when it comes to iron. Those drones are a bit of a nuisance, but they do drop iron ingots and redstone. So I actually it hasn't been completely necessary for me to go mining yet. Start off with a little bit of wheat. And probably some carrots. And of course some potatoes. There we go. And I'm going to leave this last little quadrant open for a little while until I decide what else I would like to have there. I think what I would like to do, I've also kind of made us a few more places to store our stuff. What is this stuff? Gishel greens? Don't know that I want to do that yet. Tesla plant seeds. I have no idea what those do. Let's see. A raspberry sapling, huh? You know, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and get a little bit of a tree farm going either. But I am getting to the point where I think the next little thing we're probably going to work on real quick, we'll probably go ahead and get our tinker tables going so that we can build some more suitable mining tools, because I think we are at the point where we're going to have to start mining. I will say, with this pack, I did not need to immediately set up a mine, which for me is a little odd. Like probably I'd say over 99% of the packs I play, getting a mine set up is probably one of the very first things I do normally. Let's see, where can we put a tree farm? Maybe over here? Thinking over here is not too bad. I did not realize that extra utilities was a thing in this. That's another one of my play styles. Whenever extra utilities is available. Shrubwood, huh? I generally make more of an effort to go around breaking a bunch of the tall grass at first. But honestly, again, just as luck would have it, I've already, killed a couple of Endermen. And I actually got an Ender Pearl out of a Lucky Block, believe it or not, one of those little chance cubes. I think my computer's probably not going to be a bad place, so let's go ahead and get some trees down. Maybe something like that. And we'll just do something simple. We won't get too crazy with the trees. But having a good supply of wood's usually not a bad thing. Especially with actually additions, because I imagine that we'll be wanting a fair amount of those crates. I do like actually additions. However, I have found that, at least with my computer, it is really rough on the lag. I've learned a few tricks, so hopefully when it's time to implement some of the actually additions things, I'll remember them and be able to pass on the little tips and tricks I've learned to help cut down on lag. But we're still a little ways away from being able to set most of that stuff up. But I think what we should do is let's go ahead and get some tinker tables going. And I'm pretty sure we're going to need some patterns. Hopefully they haven't changed the recipe for that. But we are going to need some patterns here. That's sticks and planks, which we should have plenty of both of those. Let's go ahead and clear out the old inventory here real quick. I've just got some basic sorting going on. Basically, this is food, plants, and seeds. Never have figured out how to use that. And I can tell you these worms, they are a great idea. But I have found that the worms, at least on my PC, were probably the #1 cause of lag. And I did not realize that. They cause a frame update just about every tick. And when you've got a bunch of those guys, they really can impact your lag. So if you've got a good computer, it's probably not that big of a deal. But even on mine's not too shabby. I've got a quad-core processor and 10 or 12 gigs of RAM, and my computer struggles to keep up with it. We've almost got this sorted. Let's get some more of this put up. And I tell you, early game, I love hanging on to these, the solid experience from Actually Additions. It's a kind of in my opinion, kind of a cheap way to store your XP. Get that in there, that in there, that in there. All right, now I think we're ready to move forward with our tinker tables. Let's go ahead and get a few of these going. Let's see, this should be a table. And that should make a table. And we are going to want, we'll actually end up wanting 2 of those. I'm pretty sure that is a table. It is. And let's go ahead and make one more crafting table. There we go. There's our tinker tables. Now let's see if we can't make a pattern chest. Let's see. Never can remember exactly what those things are called. hopefully it's still a thing. Not seeing it in there, though. Crazy. Let's make a chest real quick. I could have sworn that this was a thing.
No.
Yeah, it is. Pattern chest. And I don't know why it didn't, I don't know why it wasn't showing up on JEI.
No.
Crazy. Interesting. Well, let's see. I'm gonna want probably another crate, just because I like having with my Tinker stuff. I like having access with this crafting station. Just another place to store stuff. I think I'm gonna need that. I might need some more planks. Don't really remember. I think I've got just enough on there. Yeah, there we go.
No.
Right. Ooh, good time already, huh? Let's see. What kind of metals do we have? Got copper. And iron.
No.
Now we'll have to be kind of careful at first. Let's go ahead and take some of the cobblestone. And I've got some sticks on it, so that's good. Man, these creepers are brutal. There we go. I'm thinking maybe right over in this general area probably wouldn't be a bad place. I don't think we need to have them right next to each other. Let's try something like this. Let's have a table here. Actually, let's think about it a little bit more. Let's give it a little bit more thought. Because I'm probably going to redo this at some point. But I think it kind of makes sense to have the tables on the side with the drain. Let's do something like this, maybe.
No.
See here, and we can put the crafting station there. The crate here. With possibly the part builder. Man, those creepers are just vicious. And what if I did that? Will that connect everything together? It looks like it. Awesome. Man, the creepers are vicious. Gotta start paying more attention. But at least I'll be able to kind of fill this in a little bit more. Wasn't exactly how I was planning on doing it. There we go. That's almost filled in. So what I'm kind of thinking is let's go ahead and let's get a little bit more iron. And basically we are going to... There we go. That should give us plenty of iron. We are basically going to make ourselves some fairly, hopefully decent tools. And we're going to want a little bit of copper. We'll give that iron a chance to melt here. Actually, let's take some of that out. Okay, that's going to be quite a bit of iron, as a matter of fact. We should only need one of those. Like that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get some stencils made up. Let's see, we'll definitely want a pickaxe head. Probably want a shovel. I mean, most of this, unless you guys are just like totally brand new, most of this should be pretty familiar. I'm guessing Ender IO is not a thing in this, so I may actually start leaning heavily on the Tinker's swords. Let's see, we'll definitely want a binding. Big binding. Oh, goodness. You know what I'm thinking is, did he completely blow up my table? I think he completely blew up my table. Unbelievable. Alrighty. Well, let's get ourselves another one here. Creepers are just vicious. It might be time to get some fencing going. Oh man, he took out like 3 of my tables. Let's see, that's the one I've already got. There's our stencil table. There we are. Jeez. Rough neighborhood. Anyway, I think we're good. Now maybe we can get back to making our stuff here. Let's see, did he take out a bunch of my... He did, it looks like. Alright. I'm thinking we're probably going to want to look into upgrading that tool station to a tool forge sooner rather than later. Oh, looks like I already had one of those. Okay. Well, we'll take care of that in a little bit. Now, let's see, let's get one of these. Sword blade. Already got that. Need the binding. I think that'll be good for now. Looks like we had a couple of extra ones. That's alright. They can just kind of go in here for now. And let's take a look at that. Okay. Let's get some of our parts made up here. We're going to want one of these. And we'll want one of those. Now we don't have any gold, but I'm thinking I should have enough clay that we will probably be able to get something going here. Let's see, stencil table, we're going to want that, and this also. I'm thinking we probably have enough iron that we might be able to get a tool forge going. See if we can't find a recipe for the tool forge real quick. Oh yeah, I think we're going to be able to make that right away. Let's go ahead and get some of our bricks real quick. And we are going to want... Is that our... Yeah, there's a... Uh-oh. Guys are slippery. And let's go ahead and get our tool station. There we go. We're going to want a few of these blocks. There we go. And tool station. Yes. Or tool forge, excuse me. Now that should get us our stuff here pretty quick. Now, which I think is going to be really cool. So what we're going to want to do is let's go see if I've got any clay left, which I hopefully have. There we go. Maybe eating a little bit's not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and get some clay going. And maybe it's time for a quick nap. Let's see what we've got. A little copper. Get some clay coming up. Let's get rid of some of these death points here. And I did already, while that stuff's cooking up, I did already kind of find a place where I'd like to start mining. A little natural cave over here. It's a little bit further than I would normally set up a mine. However, I did kind of think that this might be a good place. If I can get us over here, because it's kind of a cave formation over here. It's not super big. Here we go. Well, let's see. Man, I just do not really understand where all of these golems are coming from. I kind of like them though, because as you can see, they really help me out a lot. But anyway, this is kind of where I was wanting to start mining at, because I thought it looked pretty cool over here. And it is... Oh, oops. There we go. Of course, I'll want to get some... what is that, stone? I'll want to get some torches and stuff and whatnot before we start heading down that way. But yeah, I mean, it's already here. A lot of the work's already done. So I figured, why not? You know, like I said, it's a little bit further away than I would normally have done my mine, but I think it's close enough to where I've set up, and I think you know, I get kind of tired of doing the exact same thing all the time, so I thought I'd give this a little bit of a shot. We got a little redstone. I tell you, these little tiny bits of redstone have really made it to where I don't necessarily need to go mining, and that's pretty cool, I think. But we are at the point where I think mining is just you know, going to be a necessity, because we're going to need things like diamonds, and I'm going to need redstone in much higher quantities. So let's see, there's our clay. That's good to go. Let's go ahead and get that last piece out of there. I think that's quite a bit of clay in there, actually. 5 blocks worth, yeah. So let's get that clay on the bottom. And what we should be able to do now is get ourselves a clay mold so that I can make us a iron pickaxe head. And this I've done often enough. I know that my first thing here is going to be made out of, or my first stone binding I'm going to make out of copper. Hopefully we'll run into some more copper when we go mining. I do like having this, it gives you that well-established modifier. We should be able to get our first pickaxe here. Provided I remember to make all of the parts. There we go. Scoots pick one. Nothing super fancy, but it'll get us started. And let's see what else I might want to get us going here. I think we might possibly be able to do something like a hammer. Because we've still got quite a bit of iron. Go ahead and put that in there for me. See what else we can get made up here real quick. You know, probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's see. Get some of this stuff put up here real quick. We are going to have to go and get a little bit more cobblestone, I think. Let's just run over here real quick. It's all gravel. Here's some cobble. need just a little bit more so we can get the rest of our tools made up. It is crazy for me hearing the chocobos again. I haven't heard the chocobos in a little while. There we go. That should be enough to get us more tools going real quick. Let's see here. I'm thinking a hammer is probably going to be a good idea. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a hammerhead pattern. We will also need, I think we're going to need 2 of these as a matter of fact, since we're going to have to use the clay. Let's see, what else do we need? I'll probably go ahead and just make that out of wood. I'll have to get some more wood, I guess. So let's go ahead and get these down. It won't be the fanciest thing ever, but I think it's going to give us a slight advantage over just having the pick. Maybe not much better, but later on when I am able to modify these tinker tools and get something that is decent, I think it's going to pay off later if we go ahead and get these little bitty guys made. 8 ingots worth. It's going to be just enough. Let's see where these are. Wanted to make sure that clay was on the bottom. Now we should be able to get that iron on the bottom. This thing is going to be super magnetic. Certainly does take it a little while to cool these giant plates. That is all right. Right, let's get our tough tool rod. Oh, I'm going to have to get some wood for that, I think. Let's see. May as well. Pieces of oak. And let's see if you're done. You are. And we're gonna kind of quickly get this done, hopefully. Nowhere near the fastest hammer ever made, but I think it's going to give us a good advantage. Let's take a little nap. Well, that sounded like an Enderman. I was wondering how long he was going to hang out there. I think the other thing I would like to try to get done real quick before we go today is let's get our... let's see if we can't get an excavator going. Don't know that I've got enough on me to, or enough clay in there to get this all made up, but we should at least try. Oh, there's quite a bit of clay in there. I think we've got enough. It said there's at least 2 blocks in there, 2 blocks and a few ingots worth. I think that's going to get us. It's going to get us a fair amount here. There we go. Hopefully we have enough iron in here. I would have loved to have started off making these with copper. Copper's actually been pretty scarce. I haven't seen any. I found those 3 pieces of copper in the village and have yet to find any other copper. This will definitely get us going in terms of getting some decent tinker tools, because these are going to be fairly decent at least. Let's see, one another. What I probably should do is turn these into planks, otherwise I'm going to end up wasting a bunch of wood, and I don't really want to do that again. I don't like having those shards laying around. I just feel like it's a waste. There we go. We'll probably just keep a little bit of this stuff over here. What's that? Slate? Now we should be able to make us a nifty little excavator. Right, so now I should be able to do things like clear this out fairly quick. This is definitely not the fastest excavator in the world, but that's still, I'm pretty sure, quicker than doing it all with just a shovel. Yeah, that was a pretty good sized hole this guy blew in here. A little bit more cleared out. I did find out I got a pink generator out of one of those lucky blocks as well. And it took me a little bit to figure out. Basically, it runs off of pink things. Like that pink tulip I just picked up, it would generate RF off of that. it will also generate RF from anything that uses pink dye, from what I understand. Or it seemed like it, at least. I was able to make a little bit of dye and dye a couple of things, and it does run off of items that use the pink dye, at least the ones I was able to make anyway. Well, hopefully we'll be able to get this filled back in, and then I believe that is going to wrap up today's episode. Had a lot of fun today. Got taken out by a creeper. Didn't even take me anyplace nice. Yeah, so that's probably my only real complaint. I did get taken out today. Just didn't get to go anywhere nice. But there we go. Now here in a few minutes, that's all gonna, of course, turn into grass, and it'll look like nothing ever happened. So I can't complain about that too much. Let's get our stuff put up, and I believe that is going to wrap up today's episode. So I hope you guys are having a good time watching me get killed. I guess I'll show you how this works real quick. You just take these pink tulips and they go right in there, and they will generate a little bit of RF. Which hopefully in the next couple of episodes, we will start getting into some RF generation. I think it's going to bug me if I don't do something about that. Need about 4 or 5 of those. Let's try 4. Rest of that iron out of there. But hopefully in the next few episodes we'll start getting into some RF generation. I've got the tools I need to go mining now. So hopefully we'll be able to start making some pretty good progress in the next few episodes. So again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching the episode today. I hope you're getting a kick out of this new mod pack with me. Thanks for stopping by today, guys, and take care.